If it feels like the world's gone a little crazy lately, you're not wrong. They say parents should have a voice. But what happens when no one's listening? Forget the noise, the narratives, and the nonsense. It's time to have real conversations, stand up, speak out, and shine a light on what's really happening inside our schools, our systems, and our government, and what it really means for your family. This is the Lindsey Beckham Show, where we believe in truth over talking points, facts over feelings, and the courage to say what others won't. Because when it comes to our kids, silence is not an option. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America.
Happy Wednesday. Welcome in to the WYAB studios. This is the Lindsey Beckham Show. I am Lindsey Beckham. We are streaming live here, of course, on WYAB 103.9 on your FM radio dial. Also, WYAB.com, 50,000 watts being thrown out there across the state of Mississippi. And then, of course, streaming worldwide. You can stream the audio version of all of our WYAB local talent shows at your convenience, WYAB.com. We are also live streaming Facebook, YouTube, and X. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. I started the morning off by, I crashed their party, but thanks to Jim Walker, who invited me over to their Wednesday morning Beat 3 men's breakfast. And so I got to hang out with the guys for a minute and talk politics. And, you know, people say that women gossip at the beauty shop, and I think the men do it in political circles and at breakfasts. I'm kidding. There wasn't any gossiping, but it was great to catch up with everybody. And I was proud and honored to be invited and be able to be there and hang out with the politicos. Last night, we did have the fundraiser event for Nick Bain, who is running for state auditor. He was on the show here in studio with me yesterday, former state House representative who worked on a lot of the legislation that was near and dear to my heart as chairman of the Judiciary B Committee when he was over in the legislature, now running for state auditor. Heard from former Governor Mr. Phil Bryant. He was there last night, as well as our speaker. Got to hang out with the speaker 2 nights in a row, Monday and Tuesday. So it was really good to see him. I know he is looking ahead. He never stops. He's constantly planning and organizing and laying out the thought process for what he wants to get done, not only in our next legislative session, but in the case of a special session being called. Now, we recently saw our Governor Tate Reeves cancel the special session that he had previously called. I think there's a lot of controversy over that. People believe that we should be redistricting our congressional district lines. I think that it might be the smart thing to do to wait just a moment. Let's just tap the brakes a little bit. Considering that we had already held the primary. I think that's the difference here between Mississippi and some of these other states who had not held the primary yet. That makes it so much more complicated. And so I see a lot of people taking some heat for saying what I'm saying right now, but I just tend to believe that we're being smart about it. And I think there's a bigger plan here. We want to be smart about it. We want to make sure that when we are able to kick Benny Thompson to the curb, that it does not affect or put any of our other Republican districts in jeopardy. Also wanted to say congratulations to my sweet friend Emily in our next door neighbor state, Alabama. She's in the Madison County area of Alabama, running for Alabama State School Board. Her primary was yesterday. It was one of the contested primaries, and she walked away with 41% of the vote. This does push her into a runoff, as she did not secure 50 plus 1. But I am so excited for her, and I have full confidence that she will be victorious in the runoff and is going to do some really great things in education over in Alabama. So congrats, Emily. This morning, the Southern Poverty Law Center realized they made their bed and now they got to lie in it. So over in Congress, the House side, Jim Jordan held a hearing. I love what they titled this hearing. Perfect name for such a hearing: Manufacturing Hate. How the Southern Poverty Law Center has manufactured hate. Quite ironic, considering they're the ones who put out the hate map. Of course, now we know they've been indicted on 11 counts of fraud, infiltrating hate groups, actual hate groups such as the KKK, stirring up more hate, more division, more racism, more divide, more brainwashing of our children when it comes to curriculum produced by the Southern Poverty Law Center that is being used now in over 40 states across the country. And yet, this hearing over in Congress, the Judiciary Committee, was named Manufacturing Hate. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Certainly seems ironic to me that the people who like to call moms anti-government extremist hate groups, they're now having to answer for the actual manufacturing of hate that they are responsible for. Not the moms out there showing up at school board meetings in order to be aware of what's happening within our public school systems. They aren't the hate group. But today, the real hate group is being called out for producing hate. We held a press conference along with some partners, friends of ours, organizations that we team up with a good bit, Alliance Defending Freedom. Some of the congressmen were out there standing on the steps with our moms who were there, and our CEO, Tina Deskovich, as we seek justice for the moms across the country who have had this target placed on their back, who've been doxxed, who've been ridiculed, who have been put through the ringer, called out on social media, had their addresses displayed, had their tires slashed, lost their jobs. The list goes on and on and on. Talked with a mom the other day whose pet, whose dog was targeted. Some really sick people out there in this world. So I am hopeful, prayerful that we will see justice, that the Southern Poverty Law Center will have to answer for creating hate, for making the world a little less safe for conservatives, for people who refuse to go along to get along, who refuse to keep their mouths shut when they see concerning policies within our schools, within our government. I'm also hopeful this will be the end of the Southern Poverty Law Center's hate map. And I think everyone who played a part in the lies that were told, the targets that were placed, should have to answer for their actions. Again, I am very hopeful. This morning was a great start to seeing real, true justice when it comes to these issues, concerning these issues. I did want to let everyone know, as I pull it up, I guess I should have already done this. Mr. Buddy, they will have a celebration of life this Saturday. It will be held at First Baptist Florence at 11 a.m. I'm told they will have some special guest speakers. Obviously, the family and friends, everyone that loved Mr. Buddy wants to share the impact that he had on so many lives, especially here in the central Mississippi area. The joy that he brought, even just through his phone calls here to WIAB. I have talked to so many people, even before Mr. Buddy's accident, who would tell me that they just look forward to hearing Mr. Buddy call in. He told it like it was. He made no apologies for it. It's my kind of people right there. People who are not afraid to speak truth. And Mr. Buddy was not afraid to speak the truth. And so if he had impacted your life in any way, I'm sure the family would love to hear from you. If you have any pictures, I believe that everyone is sending their pictures in, because again, he just brought so much happiness and so much joy, especially during the Christmas season, to so many families. He had asked that in lieu of flowers, so if you were going to send anything, send an arrangement, please take that money and send it over to the Little Lighthouse School. I think they've changed the name of it. Maybe it's Harbor Day School now, I believe. But Mr. Buddy loved those special needs children, and he would donate his time and his energy and his efforts to go over there and make sure that he got to spend time with those kids every year during the Christmas season, and maybe even at other times. I know that he really had a heart for this particular school, and so that's what his wishes are. If you want to show the family, send condolences, that is the way that Mr. Buddy would have wanted you to do so. And if you need any help figuring out how to do that, reach out. I'm happy to help you. Lindsey at WYAB. That's Lindsey with an E. Or info at WYAB.com. Any of us can help get you that information. As we all knew and loved Mr. Buddy. Again, we will continue to give them hell, Mr. Buddy. I promise we will do that for you. And thank you for loving us and supporting us, and always being an encouraging voice. We got to take a break. When we get back, I want to jump into this story from from over in D'Iberville. Okay, I'm probably saying that completely and totally wrong. Over on the coast area. I'm going to tell you what's happening over there in their public school system when we get back right here, 103.9 WYAB, The Lindsey Beckham Show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
And the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
At Flora Animal Hospital, our team doesn't just take care of your pet's needs. We feel like it starts with the pet parents. If the pet parent is informed thoroughly and understands the situation with the animal and why certain things need to be done or certain medications need to be given, it's easier to get that done. Our website is floraanimalhospital.com. It'll take you straight to the online store where your medicine can be purchased, food can be purchased, prescription or non-prescription, and they will be shipped straight to your front door. floraanimalhospital.com.
Here's what they're saying about Corcoran Door Company.
I'm going to yell out to one of your sponsors here, Corcoran Door. When the guy came out here, instead of just trying to throw a door up, he was looking at the way the house was facing. Man, with this double garage here on the south side, you might want to consider a insulated door. I came in earlier today about 2:30. The car thermometer said 99 degrees. The thermometer inside the garage was 82.
That's why they've been around 50 years.
Yeah.
Corkanddoor.com. CORKERN door.com.
Our flag was still there. The official 250th celebration flag is available at a complete flag source on I-55 North in Jackson. It's just one way you can show your appreciation for the greatest country on earth. Flags for all occasions. International and state flags too. Flagpole construction available. You can check it out at CompleteFlags.com. A complete flag source, I-55 North in Jackson.
Now is the time to turn over a new leaf and shower yourself with savings at Mazda of Jackson. Mazda of Jackson has rates as low as 0.9% on select models, or spring into savings with up to $3,000 in customer cash with approved credit. Get to Mazda of Jackson today, where certified pre-owned vehicles and hassle-free trade-in options are also available. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road.
The only thing hotter than Mississippi in the summer is a Mississippi summer when the power goes out. This summer, be ready. Call Cowden Electric. They can install a permanent standby generator that automatically kicks on the second the power fails and keeps your whole house running. Hey, you already got a portable generator? Call Cowden Electric and let them set it up so you can safely plug it into your breaker box and power just the essentials. Don't wait for the next outage. Call Cowden Electric today or visit CowdenElectric.com and stay powered up when the grid goes down. CowdenElectric.com.
From Jacksontown to the radio, this is the Lindsey Beckham Show.
Welcome back into the Lindsey Beckham Show. I'm, of course, Lindsey Beckham, and we are live here, WYAB Studios, here in the heart of Flora. Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Of course, WYAB.com and 103.9 on your FM radio dial as well. You can call into the show today, 601-879-0002. If you have any thoughts, comments, concerns, want to tell me what I'm doing wrong, and tell me how much you hate me, go right ahead. I can take it. I've learned in this world, you got to develop some thick skin or you will not last very long. We also have a text line here at the Lindsey Beckham Show, 601-879-4648. Would love to hear from you through the text line as well. And then, of course, our online chat. Cole says, howdy, Lindsey. Hey, Cole. And then a little bit of Pure Gold says, after 2020, I realized it was time to get out of Dodge, bought an old farm. We garden, raise animals, homeschool the kids. I think I'm just tired of society draining me. Amen. Amen. That's truly the only way you know what you're actually putting into your body these days, because don't even get me started on the things that they put in our food. Of course, we could talk about the vaccine issue for days, but it's the same to me when you look at the things that go into our food, the things that we consume, the things that are in our water, the things that we breathe in the air. It's all about money, and it's all about big pharma. And if you have someone sick, then you have a customer for life. I truly believe that. I definitely did not mean to get off on that little rant, but it is true, because here at the Lindsey Beckham Show, we believe in protecting children, empowering parents, and standing for truth always. Quality that a lot of people seem to be lacking these days. All right, everybody, clutch your pearls, hold your horses, because I'm about to talk about a school here in Mississippi that did something right. Of course, I get in the weeds of it, and I know what's happening across the country and across different states in their public school systems, and I'm always looking for what's going wrong. What are they doing wrong? Well, over there in D'Albertville High School, they got it right. They got it 1,000,000% correct. They made a post congratulating their salutatorian, Michaela Hull. Now, Michaela, obviously a girl name, was born a girl. Evidently, Michaela now goes by Jonas. Looks like we've cut all of our hair off and grown a mustache, which to me suggests some sort of gender affirming care is going on there. But the backlash that this school is getting for refusing to go along with the lie, for refusing to affirm or confirm, however you want to say it, this child as something they are not, for congratulating them and using their birth name, their legal name. And the amount of backlash, the amount of hate in the comments being placed on this school for calling a child by their name, for refusing to go along with this demonic ideology where we lie to children about who they are. I applaud them. I think that should be the policy in every public school. Instead of attempting to socially transition children across the country without their parents' knowledge, every single public school should stand up and say, we are not going to go along with those lies. Gender does not exist. There is no such thing. There are two sexes, zero genders, infinite personalities. Looks as though this post has gone viral, getting some national attention even. The school eventually had to turn the comments off because of all the hate. They're saying that the school dead named this student. edited this student's appearance. Yes, when they posted this student's picture, they did remove the mustache. And I imagine if you go and look in the handbook, if it's anything like the handbook over here in Madison County schools, it's probably very clearly laid out that facial hair is not allowed. David says, allowing deception is root to destruction, death, and more violence as evil is pushed as truth. Absolutely. Absolutely. And allowing these children to be manipulated and brainwashed into believing that they can be something that they can never be. You can spray paint an orange red all day long. It's still an orange. And y'all know this is something I get extremely fired up about because these are children. Innocent children who need someone to speak truth into their life. So we have a text here on the text line. A known texter says, I hope your show is constantly growing. You're always caring for the kids and people in general. Keep up the great work. If anyone dislikes or disagrees with anything you say a prayer for them. They're doomed and brainwashed by the left. Yeah, if I don't have haters coming on here and saying asinine things, then I'm obviously not doing my job. I'm obviously not calling out the things that I need to be calling out. So it just fuels my fire. It really does. Quick question. Wouldn't you think the simple fact that the school had to disable the comments on that post should immediately show them the type of situation they're in? Yeah. It also shows the situation that our country is in, that our culture is in. And even, yes, right here in Mississippi, I say all the time, that's the line that I get constantly. That doesn't happen here. Those things don't happen here. We live in the Bible Belt. We're in a super red Republican conservative majority state. That mess doesn't happen here. Well, it does. And here is a prime example. People who are threatening the school's decision because the school refused to call a girl a boy. It absolutely happens here. And if you go look at the comments on this post, you can see that there are a lot of people here who are disturbed. This is a mental illness. Believing that you were born in the wrong body is a mental illness. It has always been labeled and classified a mental illness until this became the left's little pet project and how they want to prey on children, especially special needs children, by the way. You cannot turn a boy into a girl. You cannot turn a girl into a boy, and you cannot turn a child into an animal, no matter how hard you try or how many tails and ears you stick on them or how many litter boxes that you put in your home. It is still a human child, not an animal. Jim says Republicans are fun. I'm so glad you think so. Thank you. Brian says Mississippi is the armpit of America. Okay. Hugo says it's sick and we don't need to tolerate it. I completely agree. And then there's some words that I can't read or we would get kicked off the air. But, like I said, haters gonna hate. And if I don't have anybody out there hating, then I'm not doing something right. So I appreciate your comment there, Gamezilla 830. You seem really angry. Try counting to 10 and take a few deep breaths. You'll be okay. I'll say a prayer for you. We got to take a break. Y'all stay with us. When we get back, I want to talk about this new Netflix documentary that I watched over the weekend that's gone viral and everyone seems to have an opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion. Stay with us. 103.9 WIAB. We will be right back. WIAB. We will be right back.
103.9 WYAB.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. The Justice Department is officially announcing charges against ex-Cuban dictator Raul Castro. Charges include murder for a relief plane shoot-down in the 1990s that killed 3 American pilots. Talking with Cuban Americans in Miami, ABC's Matt Rivers.
There's almost superlatives that are going to be used here, that it's beyond just this one individual crime, that now people, the United States government, finally taking the step to say Raul Castro is a murderer.
2 police officers who defended the Capitol in the January 6, 2021 attack by Trump supporters are suing to stop creation of the nearly $2 billion fund that could potentially compensate rioters from that day. ABC's Peter Haralambous.
The officers allege the creation of the fund violated federal law and the prohibition in the 14th Amendment barring the government from funding insurrections.
Iran war status, still a ceasefire. U.S. officials indicate no negotiations going on. Strait of Hormuz still blockaded, sending oil and gas prices higher. This is ABC News.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun, right around the corner.
Have you been injured through no fault of your own? Do you know your rights? Don Evans does. Do you really believe that the insurance company would disclose all information to you? Don Evans will make sure that you are fully informed. It costs nothing to discuss your case. From car wrecks to malpractice, Don Evans will make you and your family whole again. Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free, no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
This is Demario Davis from the New Orleans Saints. As a Brandon, Mississippi native, I've seen the positive effects Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge has across the state. Help us restore broken families and fight against addiction by donating an unneeded vehicle, even if it doesn't run. Mercy House will pick it up for you. All paperwork is handled and you receive a tax deduction. Call 601-572-7296 or visit vehicledonationsms.com.
Thank you for helping us get our daddies back.
Want insider tips on foundation repair, maintenance, and how to protect your biggest investment? Todd Sandridge, owner of Superior Foundation Services, will be dropping in this month for quick interviews with your favorite local hosts. Whether you're dealing with cracks, settling, or just want peace of mind, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Superior Foundation Services, helping you stay on solid ground. Find them online at superior.ms. That's superior.ms.
Welcome back into the Lindsey Beckham Show. We're live here in the WYAB studios here in the Cotton Exchange Plaza Flora, Mississippi. You can call into the show 601-879-0002. We also have a text line 601-879-4648. Also streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. See here. Call right 573 says, let kids enjoy being kids. Absolutely. I was telling somebody yesterday, I cannot imagine at the age of puberty when all of these hormones are raging and you're learning your body and different things are happening, making a lifelong decision such as starting gender affirming care drugs or the more extreme mutilating your body. I mean, who thinks that is smart to allow a child going through puberty to make a decision like that will obviously affect them for the rest of their lives? Hugo says the left only believes in science when it's convenient for them. That's true. Jubaka, you're back. I'm glad that you've become such a fan. You watch every day now. Oh, goodness. Yeah, maybe you should learn how to spell. Someone says Trump flew on the plane twice from, I guess that's Miami to New York with wife and son in tow. Leave the kids alone. Look, I'm 1,000,000% in favor of prosecuting to the fullest extent anyone that had anything to do with Epstein and underage children and the trafficking of those children. I feel like that's something that I've been talking about and saying for years now, before anybody else seemed to be concerned about the Epstein files. Guess what? I was talking about it back then. Absolutely protect children. It takes some seriously sick individuals to want to hurt a child in that manner. And if I knew exactly who the guilty parties were, I'd be all for stoning them in the streets. That would be too good for them, to be honest. So, no, change topics here. Y'all know I am a true crime junkie. I think a lot of women are. I don't know what it is about true crime, but it's just interesting. I love documentaries. And so there's a new Netflix documentary. My friend Alex texted me and said she had just watched it. I had not seen it yet, but I went and turned it on after she told me that she had just watched it and was kind of blown away. And so was I. So this is this case. Now, it's been several years ago, I think back in 22. Make sure I get the names right. Mackenzie, what is her last name? Anyway, it's about a young woman. I think she's 18, 19. She's just recently graduated high school. Her name is Mackenzie. She's dating a guy named Dom. I think he's about a year older than her. She's moved in with him. And in the early morning hours, she's driving her car with him and another male friend of theirs. Turns a corner and they have video. You can see her very clearly turning the corner. She's not driving erratically. Seems very much in control of the vehicle. But then accelerates. And I mean, pedal to the metal. Never hitting the brake. crashing into a building. They found the vehicle with all three inside about an hour later. The two males, I'm guessing, died on impact. Of course, she had injuries and was taken to the hospital. She did live. She is now in jail for the murder of her boyfriend, Dom, and then their other friend. And you think to yourself, who would do such a thing? Who would, even just our human nature, it almost seems as though you would tense up, you would hit the brake because you're obviously going to get hurt in this crash as well. But as they went through her cell phone, I'm sure they extracted it and downloaded everything from within it, but they could see where she had been. She had been by this same exact place several times in the days prior. And then they found recordings where she's telling her boyfriend he's not going to break up with her. And if he tries to, she'll wreck the vehicle. I mean, this is actually words that she has said to her boyfriend, and it's recorded, or there are text messages of it. Again, I go back to parents having to be so proactive in the world today. If you go and you look at this child's social media, I guess she's a woman now, not a child anymore, as she is serving basically a lifelong sentence. The judge told her that she would more than likely spend the rest of her days in jail. But these parents were perfectly fine with her drug use. Her social media shows her constantly puffing on things or taking acid. And it's like, let kids be kids. The kids are going to do what kids do. No. She evidently was a pretty mean girl, known as a mean girl. It's been said she told several people that she had cast a spell on her boyfriend and he would never be able to break up with her, physically able to break up with her because of this spell that she's cast. And I don't think people pay attention to this nearly enough. Witchcraft is real. Demonic spirits are real. The supernatural is real. If you believe in God, if you believe in Jesus, if you believe in angels, then you best believe there's some demons out there too. It shows her sitting by her boyfriend's grave and someone's talking to her and telling her that he's sending her a message and he's saying L-O-V. No. The people who we have lost don't send us messages. That is not what the Bible tells us. I also think that when we look at social media and these games that have become so popular for children, these are doors that are literally being opened up to dark forces, and they don't even realize it. They cannot even comprehend that that is what they are doing when they think that they are playing some sort of game, but you're calling up a demon. Literally calling up a demon. And these are the games that our elementary school age children are playing and not having a clue the kind of destruction that they are calling into their life. And so many people want to pretend that this isn't real and that this doesn't happen. Guard your hearts, and guard your minds, and especially the hearts and minds of your children, because they're being manipulated. They're being fooled. And the consequences are devastating. Someone said, did she have a seizure? She did suffer from a disorder, POTS. Now, a lot of people who I know that have been diagnosed with POTS, that took place shortly after, wild guess here, vaccines. Sure you never would have guessed that one. I'm kidding. But again, they couldn't find a single medical doctor that would testify on her behalf that having some sort of medical emergency due to her POTS syndrome or having a seizure, passing out, that should have or would have caused her to release her foot from the acceleration pedal or whatever it is that you call that down there. Again, it was pushed to the floor. Brake never hit. And I truly believe that this woman, a child at the time, was involved in some witchcraft and some dark demonic ties there. And that's what we see when we see these people become radicalized. They don't even care if they die themselves. They will fly a plane into a building, knowing that they will lose their life in the process. But that is the state of brainwashing that we see. And it is very real. And it happens all the time. And I just got to say that I truly believe that's what happened in this case. This girl's going to spend the rest of her life in jail. Very, very, very sad situation. But it is very real, and it's something that I want to talk more about. We're going to have some guests on coming up in the near future who can give a little more information, who know a lot more about that than I do, but I think it's something that's definitely worth talking about and being aware of. Because again, our children, they're being deceived. We got to take our last break of the day. Y'all stay with us. We're going to be right back here to wrap things up on this Wednesday afternoon here on the Lindsey Beckham Show, 103.9 WYAB. YAB.
103.9 WYAB.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Hot weather requires us to run the AC nonstop. Pure Air Consultants can inspect your unit today to ensure your AC is operating at peak performance. Pure Air Consultants is your go-to Rheem partner that can get the job done and have you resting in comfort in no time. Locally owned and operated, they have proudly served our community for over 22 years. Contact Pure Air Consultants today at mypureairconsultants.com. Rheem and Pure Air Consultants to the rescue.
Looking to elevate your ride? Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck have you covered. From rugged bumpers to sleek step bars, Weston's top-notch accessories will transform your truck into a head-turner. And at Rick's Pro Truck, we specialize in custom installations that bring your vision to life. Visit us today for expert advice and unbeatable deals. Weston Automotive and Rick's Pro Truck, where your truck's potential comes alive. Weston and RPT. Trucks live here.
Seeing well plays a big role in helping you read well. That's why it's not a minute too soon for students of all ages to schedule an eye exam with Dr. Bobby C. Pankey and Associates in Clinton and Richland. They can also help you with a great selection of frames, lenses, and contacts, all at affordable prices. See well, read well, do well. For all your back-to-school eye care needs, visit Optical 2000 Clinton and Richland. Optical-2000.com.
Stay in touch. Follow Optical 2000 on Facebook.
Need care at home, fast, reliable, and on your schedule? Introducing Home Care to Go, your on-demand concierge care solution. Whether it's personal care, companionship, or short-term support, Home Care to Go brings professional care directly to you when you need it most. Getting started is easy. Visit us at homecare-to-go.com to explore available care packages. Home Care to Go, care at your door when you need it most.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Serpent Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
From Jackson Town to the radio, this is the Lindsey Beckham Show.
Welcome back in for the last minute or so of the Lindsey Beckham Show. Rainy, dreary day out there today, but tomorrow evening, if you are on the coast area, Sun-Kissed Country Club, 6:30 p.m. I will be there. Would love to see you. This will be the third school choice debate that I'm taking part in. Hopefully we can educate the public that is there on what school choice would actually mean, the truth, not what Nancy Loom wants you to believe. You know, who, by the way, is funded by the Southern Poverty Law Center. That hearing is still happening live over there on the Congress floor. I have to go back and watch it so I can update everyone on what transpired. But yes, tomorrow night there will be a school choice debate, the Sun-Kissed Country Club. I'll be back here tomorrow right here in this seat, same time, same place. Hope to see you then. Y'all have a great day. Bye.